Sleep is incredibly important, and it's actually one of the most underrated components of health when it comes to energy levels, when it comes to weight loss, when it comes to happiness, mood, all sorts of different things. And it's not that a lack of sleep directly stops or hinders your fat loss goal, but it indirectly affects your fat loss goal. And the reason for that is because obviously fat loss, fat gain still comes down to calories in, calories out. But if you have a bad night's sleep, and I want you to literally cast your mind back to, the last bad night's sleep you had, maybe it was literally last night. But what typically happens, you wake up feeling a bit groggy, you're more prone to snooze your alarm, you're thinking, I just need the coffee, you're thinking, I just need the energy. So what then happens, you're already on the front foot, feeling like you've already lost the day, like you're chasing your tail. So those knock-on decisions, whether it's, I haven't got time for breakfast because I snoozed, let me just grab a chocolate bar and a bag of crisps. And then that spirals into that mindset of, well, today's not been a good day. And then the knock-on effect to that is, I've had a bad day and tonight's going to be another bad night's sleep. And then it's just Groundhog Day. And one of the biggest reasons why we actually think that we keep sleeping, like why we keep having bad night sleeps, is simply because we keep telling ourselves that we're going to have a bad night's sleep. Like, if you keep telling yourself, it's going to be another bad night's sleep, then it's no wonder that you keep having bad night's sleep. But if we change that belief to, okay, how can I improve my sleep? Maybe I can improve it somehow. Then that creates opportunity to be able to move it forward. And on average, as an adult, you want, approximately 7-8 hours of sleep a night. Now, that might not be quite realistic. It's certainly not the amount of sleep that I get at all. So what we want to do is look at where you're at right now. It might be 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, maybe it is 7. And we want to work from there, because the goal isn't to necessarily go from 5 hours to 8 hours. Maybe it's from 5 hours to 6 hours. Maybe actually it's not going from 5 hours to 6 hours. Maybe to begin with, it's going from 5 hours to 5 hours of quality sleep, where you don't have broken sleep, waking up to go to the toilet, or lying in bed staring at the ceiling because your subconscious has come out telling you all the jobs that you haven't done yet. So actually what we want to do is focus on how we can improve the quality of sleep, not just the duration of the sleep that you actually have. Because I guarantee it, if you sleep better, you're going to wake up feeling far more rested, and that is going to have a knock-on effect with your food choices and your activity choices. Because let's say you want to go out for a walk every day, or you want to have a workout, but you're feeling tired. How easy it is to suddenly go, okay, I won't do it today. I'm tired. But if you're feeling full of energy because you've had a good night's sleep and subsequently you've made good, healthier choices, yeah, okay, I'll go for that workout. Yeah, I'll go for that walk. So much easier to do, right? So if we want to win the day, we want to win the morning. We win the morning by having a good night's sleep. But if we want to have a good night's sleep, we've got to win the night before. And that starts a good few hours before you actually go to bed. So what I want you to first and foremost do is actually look at your routines. Like, when do you wake up? When do you go to bed? Because if you're waking up like at 8-9 o'clock at night, it's no wonder you want to, if you wake up at 8-9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, it's no wonder that you're going to bed at, say, 11, 12, 1 a.m. because it's no wonder you're not tired yet. So what we want to do is, and if that is your sleep pattern, then no problem, but we want to build consistency with your sleep pattern. And in an ideal world, you want to have the same wake up time and the same going to bed time. Because then what you can do is you can start to build routine, and it's just like any other habit. It becomes natural, it becomes normal, as opposed to suddenly going, right, okay, I'm going to go to bed super early one night, super late the next night, and then there's just this yo-yo effect of sleep pattern, only, just like we would with a diet and a weight loss. So we want to, have the consistency of sleep time. But then what we want to do is work backwards from that sleep time. So what might be holding your quality of sleep back? Is it because you just feel wound up? You need to switch off? If that's the case, what I would always suggest is maybe just writing a quick to-do list for tomorrow morning. So it's almost brain dumping. That's what I like to call it, brain dumping, and just writing down the first 3 things that you will do tomorrow morning. Because having clarity helps you then recognize those thoughts that are going around in your head. And you can go, oh gosh, I need to do that. Yeah, but I've already planned it in the morning. And then that's, oh, okay, great. I've diarized it. And that feels so much better, so much more relaxing than simply going, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do that. And then you're just constantly going around finding other things that you still haven't done. So definitely make sure, one, you've got your consistent routine of sleeping time and wake up time. The second thing is make sure you've actually written your to-do list for tomorrow, because it's just going to give you that clarity. Now, another thing that you can actually do is start reducing your exposure to stimulation, like a good 60 minutes before you go to bed. If you find yourself on your phone when you're in bed or just before bed, scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through TikTok, being stimulated, then you're going to have to then switch off straight after that. And often when we put our phone down and we turn off the lights, we've still got all of this stimulation going around in our brain. So I want you to almost think of it as, let's say for example, you're going for a workout and you have to warm up the muscles before you have a workout. We also want to warm down our brain so we can then have a good night's sleep. So it kind of works in reverse, but it's the same concept. So I want you to try to start reducing your exposure to stimulation, whether that's even the TV, whether it's your laptop. Because if you can then start to wind down and replace that with a evening routine, whether it's, do you know what, I always relax with a nice cup of tea and a book. I do my, I give myself a facial, I have a hot shower, because hot showers can certainly help relax your body. So what we're now doing is we're taking ourselves from a hyper state to a very relaxed and controlled state where we are already preparing not just our body, but especially our brain for a better night's sleep. Another thing that's really important as well is hydration. So hydration is super, super important. But if you find yourself getting up in the night to go to the toilet, multiple times, then that's probably overhydration towards the back end of the day. So make sure that you're not having too much fluid at the back end of the day if you're actually waking up throughout the night. So put that earlier into the day. Okay. Now, what you can do is, let's say, for example, you are super thirsty, but you don't want to have water because then you might be waking up. You can actually have less hydrating, actually more hydrating drinks, should I say, such as maybe juice, such as, a glass of milk, for example. These drinks are more hydrating, and because they've got more substance within them, you've got calcium in milk, etc., 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 then actually it passes through the body slower. It takes a little bit longer to digest. So having a drink like that might actually mean you don't wake up in the night, but you actually still hydrate yourself. So we can now start to see it's just like whenever we look at your diet in general, we want to find the opportunities. So let's say it's like I'm always snacking. Okay, why am I always snacking? So in this case, I'm not sleeping well. Why aren't I sleeping well? Well, I'm watching that extra episode of Netflix all the time. Well, I'm always just watching TikTok. Whatever it is, we can then start to see the opportunity. But what I would without a doubt do is start looking at your opportunities and start being patient with regards to it. And if you do struggle, even if you're getting a good night's sleep and you're still always tired, then this is a different situation, because then it's like, okay, great, maybe I do need to supplement with maybe magnesium, whatever it might be. Maybe if I'm doing all these things and I'm really struggling to sleep, then what I actually want to do is have carbohydrates with my evening meal, because, have you ever had a good amount of carbohydrates and then you kind of want to go into a food coma because you're so tired? That's because carbohydrates can have a sleep-inducing effect. So actually then you can use these carbohydrates as a bonus to then help aid your sleep. So let me know either in the comments on this YouTube video or drop me a message on Instagram how your sleep is and your quality of it, whether you're going to aim for a longer amount of sleep or just simply better quality of sleep, and what you think you can do to improve it. And then, if we can move it forward, I'll message you back and I'll help in the moment. But thank you so much for watching and listening. I'll see you next time.